Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Diwali from Rajni Gurpreet. I'm a special educator, and some of you might be knowing me, but for those who don't know me, a little bit of introduction. I work with children on the autism spectrum, and past 15 years, this is all I do. So I work with the so-called high functioning, low functioning, and all children across the spectrum. And my mission is to touch 100,000 lives by the end of 2020. So continuing on this mission, there are a certain particular things that me and my organization, Sashakt, Empowering Lives, has been doing. Ever since the lockdown started, I realized that there was a massive need to train parents on the condition called autism, because if suddenly something uncertain like a lockdown happens, then parents don't know how to teach their children. So in that series, I started empowering mothers, but at the same time, I also understood that just by talking, you cannot get the impact which you can get by showing. So I started the Zoom classes. So this is a little bit of introduction, little bit of brief about what I do and how I could be of value to your precious child. So I started the Zoom classes, and we started language development as in oral spoken language development. We started English classes, reading, ABC, comprehension, math classes, Zoom classes, and so on. So in the process, in this entire lockdown phase, a very important thing that I understood was that comprehension is the backbone of all academic achievement. If there is a problem with comprehension, children will falter in the most obvious areas like EVS, like English, like Hindi, but also in the less obvious areas like math. Problem sums are a matter of out of question because comprehension is lacking. And so I decided to take it a step forward, because as a person, I can only impact so many people. There is an upper cap to it. And so I decided to publish my work so that it could reach out to the millions out there who need it. And in this process of trying to develop comprehension with children, basically what I did was, I keep going back to we because it is a team of me and the parents together. And together we work with the child. So what basically was done was that we took pictures of small stories. You must be aware that in the market you get storybooks for small children. Those storybooks are absolutely perfect for our children. So I can just give you an idea like this. A storybook which will have a huge picture like this is a boon for a kid on the autism spectrum. However, the problem is that when you pick up a storybook with such a big picture, they will not have questions and answers. They will not have fill in the blanks, because everything is so structured around neurotypical brain and the way it learns. And the neurotypical brain learns in a way that if a child is grown up enough, let's say 7 years, 8 years, they don't need such big pictures. And when you give them a passage which has a small picture and 3 pages of passage and says the king was greedy, the woman was, the queen was evil, and the little princess was heartbroken or depressed, now the kid doesn't understand any of all that, because they don't know what greed is, they don't know what evil is. In fact, that's in my research over the years, I've realized they sometimes don't know the difference between for and off. So they're doing incorrect associations. They don't understand the difference between from and to. So they mean one thing and they say one thing. And when it comes to reading, similarly so, they don't develop a mental picture. So then we came up with this. What I did was I took big pictures, big illustrations, and created small stories of my own around those. Then I put a big picture and the written text. And then the kids were reading. What we realized was that children who were at absolutely ground level of comprehension in 4 to 5 months of time have reached a level where they can read at least a grade 2, grade 3 textbook without pictures, understand and understand and do it. So what we figured out was children were very comfortably reading. And reading they were initially also, but they were understanding what's going on in this passage. Who is taking whom to where? What are they doing? What are the activities that are done? Then what happened? And then finally they could also tell us, okay, this happened, this happened, this happened, then this happened. So things like true and false, things like fill in the blanks, everything turned around beautifully. And parents were very, very amazed to see that their kids were reading and comprehending. So in that process, I figured out that there are only so many children that I can train, okay, on a Zoom or in a classroom setup. What about others? There were countries, there were people from various countries. I have a YouTube channel with about 3,000 people as subscribers from all over the world. I was getting calls from people from across the continent where the timings don't match and we can't do a Zoom class because I'm having midnight when it is time for their kid to work, and vice versa. So what I decided was I put the stories, the compilations into a volume. Volume 1, Volume 2, Volume 3, like this. And I created a small booklet. This is a workbook which has been created for children on the autism spectrum. In this, we have illustrations, we have text, and we have questions right underneath the illustrations and the text. And the questions are so simple, unlike the regular mainstream textbooks. The questions are so simple that the kid will look at the illustration, understand, will look at the picture, the very glossy picture, understand, and be able to answer the questions that are given, and there's space provided. So you could use this workbook or you could use a 4-line copy and take it from it. In addition, what I have done is I am giving away the PDF along with the worksheet. I'm giving away the PDF, and I will just show you like this. So a PDF like this, whereby if you want you can increase the illustration so that you can say look at the, so you can say look at the cloud, and now say, so you can say look at the tree, look at the dad's shirt. You can say look at the dad's shirt, look at the tree. You can enlarge it. You can get the kid to read the concept given, and then you can immediately move on to the story. The same story, so that the child is aware of what will happen, like this. So a story which will have a picture here and text here, a similar PDF you will get along with the storybook. So you can enlarge and zoom the PDF in your system, in your phone. You can get the kid to see, look, there is a cupboard here. Get the kid to read the question, and then answer in the workbook. And you can have multiple prints of this so that you can keep practicing. Each volume contains 3 stories which get progressive in nature. First story will be very easy with CBC words. The second story will be slightly more difficult, CBC and CBCC words, and by the third story you have other sight words coming in, and you have some little bit of inferential thinking also coming in. So it's a gradual process of increase so that the child's awareness and understanding increases. Also, we don't want our children to get hooked on to just simply the big illustrations and being able to answer. So with every volume, the content is increasing, the amount of explanation the child needs is increasing, but it's increasing so slowly that the child can handle it. And above all, it's giving child the confidence that they can do it. A lot of parents tell me that there is a problem with the leisure time management. They don't know. So when I singularly, independently started couriering these books to some of the parents who needed it at a very small scale. I got the messages and the feedback from parents that my kid is so happy with the book, is not getting into unnecessary self-talk and here and there and stimming, is busy writing the answers, and whatever is not clear, I'm taking a reprint and giving. So on that note, I just wanted to share with one and all, for people who have children with reading difficulties, with comprehension difficulties, with autism or dyslexia or any learning challenge, that here's a series from my years of experience and research and cause and effect understanding of autism and other developmental challenges, especially academic challenges, and this is available for a cost of INR 500 plus shipping. So if you are interested, please message me, inbox me on 8800 65000. I repeat, 8800 65000 or 7021 777. And I shall be glad to send you a copy, courier you a copy along with the PDF, so that we can develop reading skills in our children from scratch. And there are going to be very many more series. I am developing this series on language, on math. I am developing this series on real life problem sums, like you went to the shop and you gave a 500 rupee note, and the shopkeeper deducted the amount. That's the higher order thinking for the older kids. And then the shopkeeper said, you know, there's some amount balance from last month, about 240 bucks. So what will you do now? These are practical situations that happen every day. So developing comprehension, reading, math, EVS concepts. Again, EVS concepts I am coming up with. Those books are in printing, but they're going to be on similar notes with the PDF, so that you can enlarge, zoom it, show it to the kid, help the kid understand, then get to the worksheet. And all of this hard work and all of this in only 500 rupees a booklet. So please write to me, please WhatsApp me on 8800 65000 or 7021 777, and I will be very glad to send you this booklet. Did I forget to mention 500 per booklet plus shipping? Thank you so much. Have a good day. And as I like to say, may each kid win.